was a master of disguise. A traveling musician one day, a salesman the next, even a doctor. But he wasn't a spy for a government. He was a bishop on a secret mission to smuggle the most dangerous thing in the country: hope. Today, we're uncovering the real-life hero story of Saint Rafael Guízar y Valencia. In a time when speaking about God could get you arrested, he refused to stay silent. He walked straight into the danger zones to bring Jesus to those who felt abandoned. Wait, before we dive into his secret identity, if you love stories of real-life superheroes, hit that subscribe button for Faith Superhero Stories and drop a shield in the comments. Rafael grew up in Mexico in a family where faith wasn't just a Sunday routine, it was an adventure. But heroes are often forged in fire. At just 9 years old, Rafael lost his mother. Imagine that, 9 years old, and the person you love most is gone. That kind of pain makes some people cold, but for Rafael, it made him compassionate. He realized that the world was hurting, and he wanted to be the one to bring the cure. He didn't want a normal life. He wanted a life of service. He once said, "God gives grace, and man accepts it in order to act." Translation for us today: God provides the power, but we have to flip the switch. Faith isn't a spectator sport. It's an action movie.
Things got intense. The government started closing churches and watching priests. Most would have stayed hidden, but Saint Raphael had a better idea. He went undercover. He'd walk past guards carrying a guitar case, but inside wasn't just music. It was everything he needed for Mass. He'd visit the sick dressed as a doctor. Why? Because he loved souls more than he feared his own death. He famously said, "I would give my life for the salvation of souls." If you had to go on a secret mission for your faith today, what would your disguise be? Let me know in the comments. This wasn't about being famous. It was about real courage, the kind that sacrifices everything for others. Every superhero has a power source. For Saint Raphael, it was the Eucharist. To him, it wasn't just a symbol. It was Jesus, alive, present, and waiting. He spent hours in prayer and confession because he knew that when people encounter the real Jesus, everything changes. Today, we look for happiness in social media likes, trends, or being popular. But Raphael taught us the life of families, nations, and every soul is found in the heart of Jesus in the Eucharist. The Eucharist isn't the end of the mission. It's the fuel up for the adventure ahead. Even when Raphael became the Bishop of Veracruz, he never acted like a boss. When a massive earthquake struck, he didn't send a letter. He went himself. He was in the mud, in the ruins, comforting the crying and feeding the hungry. They called him the Bishop of the Poor. Even when he was sick and exhausted, he kept going. His secret? Keep your eyes fixed on heaven, because God is our hope. When life feels like a mess or the future is scary, Raphael shows us that looking toward Christ is the only way to stay standing. Your mission begins now. Saint Rafael Guízar in Valencia proves that being a saint isn't boring. It's the ultimate adventure. He was a spy, a doctor, a musician, and a father to the forgotten. You don't need a cape to be a hero. You just need a heart that says yes to Jesus. You can carry Christ to your school through kindness, to your family through prayer, and to the world by standing up for what is true. Which part of Saint Raphael's mission inspired you the most? Tell us below. And don't forget to check out our books on Amazon to keep the inspiration going. Remember, the greatest heroes are the ones who quietly bring Christ to others. See you in the next adventure.